Hello everyone, thank you for popping by. Well, in line with the original theme of this channel, I go back and forth to it because none of us could stand it if I was just in that space all the time. I know I couldn't stand it. But here's a post on XJW Reddit, which has really moved me and I wanted to share it with you. Everything that I'm sharing here is in the public domain, which is why for anyone using social media, please keep your identity secret if that's going to cause you problems. On XJW Reddit, there are so many people there who we call PMO, physically in, mentally out. And this time of year, they're actually messaging in directly to Reddit from the conventions because they're stuck at the moment in their lives having to do it. A lot of really young people message in. They're trying to get resources and support for leaving home. It's a very good resource. So, if you're really struggling, you got one foot in, one foot out. If you are feeling suicidal, how did that happen? And again, if you are feeling suicidal, talk to people on there. It doesn't replace a professional medical service, and you must get that. But other people can really know what you're going through. So shut up, Hazel. Just shut up and get on with this. So look at that title. Just stopped a JW man from walking into traffic. And they say, I've recently just quit being a corporate monster in order to work in rehabilitating drug addicts and the criminally insane. Been doing it for about a month. I was just with a client I'd taken out of the drug psychosis unit for a smoke when I noticed a tall, well-shaven man standing on the curb and not crossing. As a line of trucks came up the road, I noticed his feet twitching, like he was about to walk out. I walked over, grabbed his shoulder and said, "Want to have a smoke with us?" I'm just thinking of that question with a JW, He quietly came away and sat down on the retaining wall with us. I told him to wait and keep smoking until I came back. I took my client to his ward and rushed back to the other dude. I got him talking pretty easily and asked him about what was up. Turned out he was a JW. I excitedly told him that I was a former JW, but now resent a lot of what they both practice and preach. Telling him this unlocked something. He immediately told me that he couldn't get the thoughts of Armageddon out of his mind. He didn't want to live for 1,000 years rebuilding the earth, and he felt trapped. I listened and probed him with questions. He unlocked a lifetime of resentment towards all these beliefs. He continued to express his troubling thoughts. Basically, he can't stop thinking about being trapped when Armageddon comes and can't get the thought to exhaust itself. This sort of situation, professional medical help is so important. Continuing, I told him how and why it's all bullshit. I apologized for my forwardness, but I took him through all the reasons religion is absolutely unhealthy for him alongside other detracting points. He's put in DNA shows no Adam and Eve. It's an American religion like Scientology, Mormonism, and all the crazy ones. I took him down to the psych ward and signed him in, much to his dismay. I've had to go along certain paths for people, and it's a horrible thing to do. Sometimes, you've got to get them in with the professional services, and that can be against their will and they may not like it. But for anyone, if any of you are dealing with people who are suicidal, then it is so important. If they're going to act on it, or you have any suspicion, this was all very obvious, get them into services. The first thing is to keep them alive. The rest can be sorted and unravelled and supported and helped later. But keeping them alive, that's just the first thing you do. They go on, I've locked myself in to see him every 3 days until he's out, at which point I plan on rehoming him and getting him assisted living until he builds a new life. Never in my life have I met a person so isolated despite being surrounded by others. This man was lonely. No one in the Kong visited him and no one bothered delving into their brother's mental health. Sorry, I stopped the recording before to try and say this. Hopefully you can see the words. And he was going to kill himself due to JW's circle of life taking all the joy from his existence. He was a smart, generous man, but the religion had programmed his brain to eat itself beyond what he had the capacity to cope with. And the whole time I saw a parallel universe version of me if I'd stayed in that life. I guess what I've learned this week is that drugs are bad, but religion is far worse. I'm responding to this a lot inside. If you see, I'll link at the end to one of my really early videos, which was even more inefficient than this, my later ones, but it was about loneliness. It was about the loneliness. I'd never seen such loneliness in someone, the loneliness of my ex, and how that led to my own loneliness. And on to the comments. Someone said religion might be the opiate of the masses, but Watchtower is more like meth. Answer then, I don't think it's meth. It's more like morphine, and they put in brackets crocodile. No idea. No idea what that is. An apostate convention. And someone's talking about how when they were at JW, they also had suicidal thoughts. And of course, upon leaving, they can continue, they can alleviate, or they can be worse due to this whole cauterization of previous relationships. This person says, this is in the public domain, so otherwise I wouldn't say it. This person says, I had been molested by an elder and didn't know how to cope with it. Elder. But now, more than 10 years later, I'm free of that cult. I can't believe those thoughts ever went through my head. I have so much to live for now. Wow. Shows that recoveries can happen. Personally, I'm not brilliant at it. I do my best. So recovery can happen, but it doesn't mean we can all just go la 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 and skip into that into the sunset. Good job on helping this man. If it weren't for you, this man now has a chance at life with a different perspective of this world. And the original poster says, the original poster, super deadly ninja super deadly ninja bees. Thanks so much. Oh, I was molested by JW when I was 8, and I know it's a hard thing to admit. I still get intrusive suicidal ideation. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, acknowledge it can come back, and if it is for you, please get professional help and talk to the people who love you. You're not burdening them. I mean, if it were the other way around, you'd want them to speak with you. So the OP is saying, however, I know I have this one existence and I milk it every day for all it's worth. That's the platform I started on with this guy, living your one life. I also suggested we find him a hobby outside of JW shit because it seems to have consumed him. I'm going to start with bonsai. Yeah, it's bonsai we say, isn't it? So people are saying, wow, it's really helping. They're asking about the smoking and that's explained, you know. Someone's put, what you did and are continuing to do is 1,000 times more useful and noble than those hours spent door knocking or cart standing just to reach a time quota. So there you are. Important to know that this is happening, and for anyone affected by this, from my heart, I would ask you to find a 24/7, counselling service. Samaritans are a good start in some places, but in your country, find them out. Find what charities locally and nationally are available. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your friends and loved ones. And Please survive. You're needed. You're needed, and you can never, ever be replaced. Lots of love to everyone. Stay safe. Bye for now.